basically politically stringing up Papandreou. They're literally beating up and egging and dragging out bankers anywhere they're found. IMF, World Bank vultures, not their corner bank. They're not going to a local resort owned by a Greek who employs 500 people and beating him up. They're going after the insiders.
So yeah, it's just about having being able to hold more than one thought in your head at one time, and realizing that, you know, the so-called Arab Spring was manipulated from the beginning. The London riots, that was called the onset of a new revolution. We dismissed that at the time. We said it was basically a flash mob riot. Again, we were proven right with that. And with this, when it's being pushed by the very interests who are in bed with Wall Street, it's not anti-Wall Street. So these leftists really need to get that through their heads and join the activists who are already chanting "End the Fed" and protesting against the banks.
Well, Wall Street is an incredibly diverse tens of thousands of companies. It's 6 big mega banks. You talk to a regular trader, even at a prominent company that's not insider, they'll tell you the insiders are using regulators to shut them down. This general thing of capitalism and Wall Street and any company that has stocks and bonds is automatically bad. This is pure baloney. You know, many cities, public works and things are traded as bonds and things on Wall Street. You know, people's pension funds. This is baloney. This is the bankers, the inner group using the crisis to take out the local regional banks and other companies. It's all about monopoly. And I've got some good news from Rob Jacobson, who is with us. He's saying it is a hoax. The main Occupy Wall Street people are in the fetters. They know what's going on, but the media is giving attention to the dumbed-down commie-type folks. We're going to come back and talk to Rob Jacobson, who's been there all day on the streets, talking to people. He's going to be there for the next few days, reporting from down there. We've also got Luke Radowski set to pop in the next few days, doing a great job as well, reporting for Infowars.com. And we're going to be exposing the real Fed here. But I cannot stress enough, it's the Federal Reserve running this whole thing. The Agenda 21, the NAFTA, the GATT, the police state. It's all run by them. They run the country. They've hijacked it. They're the ones. They're the enemy. They're the New World Order. Listen to Ron Paul. They're the people. By the way, I've heard KRS-One, we got contacted, probably coming back on the show. He's doing a nationwide tour for Ron Paul. He saw, you know, as a great black icon rapper that Obama was fake before the election had even happened. He knows Ron Paul. Man, come on. The whole system's after Ron Paul. It's obvious. He's the man. The whole spectrum is after him. Paul Watson, great job. Keep hitting him hard. Rob Jacobson coming up on the other side. Stay with us.
If you're a man over 40, you may feel like half the man you used to be. Are you gaining more body fat? Are you feeling tired? Are you losing your sex drive? It's not your fault. After 40, your body's testosterone may start dropping. And if you are an African-American man, you're at a higher risk of your testosterone turning into estrogen. Be the man you used to be. Call for a risk-free trial of Ageless Male, a natural supplement shown to raise testosterone by 61% and maintain healthy, normal levels. You can feel the youthful energy and the healthy sex drive you once had. And Ageless Male is all natural. No injections or appointments. Just one quick phone call. Get your risk-free trial of Ageless Male.
Call 1-800-497-8345. That's 1-800-497-8345. With Ageless Male, you can raise your testosterone naturally by 61%. Call 1-800-497-8345. That's 1-800-497-8345.
OpticsPlanet.com is where discerning gun owners and outdoorsmen go to gear up. Optics Planet has the best selection of rifle scopes, red dots, night vision, holsters, bags, and tactical gear on the planet, with always low prices, free shipping on most orders, and expert customer service. Go to OpticsPlanet.com/GCN to get a free gift with purchase. That's OpticsPlanet.com/GCN or call 800-332-OPTICS, 800-332-6784.
HempUSA.org has a revolutionary wonder food for detoxing the body and rebuilding the immune system. Microplant powder can help unclog arteries and soften heart valves while removing heavy metals, virus, fungus, bacteria, and parasites. Plus, it cleans and purifies the blood, lungs, stomach, and colon. Keep your body clean with Microplant powder. Visit us at HempUSA.org or call 908-691-2608 today.
You don't need me to tell you that humanity is in a deep crisis. Everyone can feel it. We know a tectonic struggle is now taking place between the forces of freedom and those who love darkness, bondage, and enslavement. Yes, my friends, evil is rising. But take heart. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Recently, New World Order operative Hillary Clinton admitted they're losing the info war.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
The globalists are scared. They've overreached. The future of the info war is in your hands. Join prisonplanet.tv. Download the thousands of special video reports, ebooks, and more, and get them out to everyone you know. Continue to spread the word about the broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and every other globalist propaganda platform. We are going to use their system against them. The info war now goes into high gear. Our rights as individuals to freely purchase dietary supplements over the counter are under constant attack. The globalists want to ban all supplements formulated after 1994. Governments are hoarding raw materials, affecting our ability to purchase these products at a reasonable price. Even organic foods are stripped of nutrients due to overuse of soil and compromised growing conditions. Storable foods are essential, but you also need to make sure you have the nutrients you need to stay healthy during emergencies. Go to survivalrx.com today and see the amazing line of storable supplements they have to protect the ones you love. The owners of survivalrx.com have been in sports nutrition for over a decade, and they realize the need for long-term storable vitamins. The result is a triple nitrogen flushing method, which allows these vitamins to maintain their strength for decades. Again, go to survivalrx.com. That's survivalrx.com. Ladies and gentlemen, you can tell that I'm wound up. And it's because the Federal Reserve is running this operation. And they announced last week, we knew 2 weeks before, that they're spying on the American people, and those that criticize them, they're making a list of them. Well, good. Put my John Hancock up at the top. These people want to shut down our farms and ranches, everything. They want total control. They've set up NAFTA and GATT to shut us down. They write white papers about a post-industrial America. This isn't some boss hog good old boy over us. These are wicked people. And they cannot stand us identifying them. They've got the Republicans and Democrats bought. They don't have you and I bought. They don't have Ron Paul bought. What they've done is so outrageous, and it's outrageous that they're trying to take over the demonstrations. Now, he's down there, and this is what I saw 2 weeks ago. I knew they were there, the George Soros move on people, and I knew they'd originally called for the date, knowing that people that were against the banks were coming out. But Jacobs is down there so far today interviewing folks, and they are not communist calling for all this. So that means that the mainstream media is only interviewing the people they want, putting out that one message as if communism is the way you beat the bankers, when they're actually the author of it. Let's go ahead and get his take on that. Rob Jacobson, tell us what's happening there in Manhattan.
Yeah, I'm over here in Liberty Square, and we interviewed a bunch of people, and it's true. Not many people mentioned the communist solution or anything like that. A lot of people gave me mostly quizzical answers. They're here for to be part of the occupation, spiritual movement. We did ask somebody here who's giving out food where the food is coming from, and she mentioned that it's coming from, besides donations, also groups that have come together to donate to them. So we're going to get to the bottom of that and find out the names of those groups specifically to see who exactly is donating food to the occupation. But most of the people here seem to just be here to experience a protest scenario, a community scenario. I asked one gentleman who traveled a far distance about what his opinion on what the Federal Reserve's relationship with this protest is. He wasn't sure. And that's basically the sentiment that I'm getting from most of the protesters out here so far.
All right, now, I know there's more protests coming up today. You're going to be popping in over the next few days with us. Break down some of the places you're going to be going today.
Well, we'll be following the protests as they take off. Everybody's still assembling right now. we're going to see where they're going to go. I happen to know on Wednesday it's been reported that unions are organizing to come down here, so that should be pretty interesting. See what they have to say.
Well, we know they want to go thank Obama for shipping their jobs overseas, and they want to call for higher taxes to get rid of the middle class so nobody can afford to hire their janitorial services. I mean, that's basically the move. In fact, what do you think of the fact that they have announced, the White House has admitted, Move On has admitted, they, quote, are going to take over the movement? Well, they're the ones that called it, so I guess they let grassroots then show up, and then they come and claim that it's their movement.
I think it's just more or less par for the course. It seems to be the same game they always play. They wait for a grassroots movement to show up. They anticipate co-opting them, and then they do it. And I feel that that's what's going on here. There's a lot of legitimate people here who do want to see legitimate change, but they're not sure where to begin or where to look. And I feel that their intentions are going to be co-opted again. And I feel we're going to see a heavy presence of the co-opters on Wednesday.
Well, that's right. Right now, they're just selectively showing clips of the demonstrations that have taken place and showing different move-on groups leading demonstrations. The media is like, here's our wonderful little revolutionaries. Let's hear what they're calling for. You were the one that pointed out to me this morning that Al Gore had called for an Arab Spring a month ago. Boy, that's Mr. Anti-Establishment. And then also the film The 1% by Jamie Johnson with Bill Gates Sr. in it, calling for total socialism. And here's the Wall Street Journal and New York Times endorsing it. I mean, the bankers love, like insurance companies, writing up socialist health care as a way to make more of us buy their product. I mean, they really know how to do it, don't they?
Exactly. They write the laws, they write the rules, and then they write the loopholes and leave themselves out. And I believe that that was the message that was being given by Bill Gates Sr. in that movie. And I think it's the same thing reverberating over and over again in the headlines. What we see right now is, they blame, hey, let's tax the rich in general, but what they fail to say is that they're going to leave themselves out and really tax people who legitimately are entrepreneurs and real capitalists, people who climbed the ladder and successfully made products for themselves, names for themselves. Let's tax them and not tax the people who own these offshore banks, who write the rules.
That's right. These elite hereditary families who have been tax-free since 1906, sitting here lecturing us when they're a bunch of eugenicists. We're going to check in more with you later. I want to say bye to you during the break. Then coming up, we're going to look at the immigration issue. Then Max Keiser's coming up.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Alex Jones here with vital information concerning our nation's fragile food supply. Folks, there are some truly dangerous trends forming, and I think it's important for my listeners to do three things right away. Number one, study the past. History really does repeat itself. Number two, learn to spot the dangerous food shortage trends. Number three, take decisive action. A perfect storm is brewing, or a global food crisis. That's why I'm telling everyone to read the new book, Rising Prices, Empty Shelves. Warning signs that trigger the deadliest famines in history. Don't get caught unprepared when the crisis hits. This book is only available at risingpricesemptyshelves.com. You'll also get a free copy of Supermarket Survival, How to Cut Your Grocery Bills in Half. Again, that website is risingpricesemptyshelves.com. That's risingpricesemptyshelves.com. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
I have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv. Hi folks, this is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products,